start the process is we have a fire or an incident or some training where the guys are contaminated in whatever it might be, products of combustion or emissions from aircraft, whatever it might be. They derobe. They've got a specific procedure that they follow to derobe their kit from them, which basically means they turn it inside out as they are taking it off, so that they're not getting the contaminants on them. They always do it in latex nitrile gloves with respirators or breathing apparatus. And then the kit goes into these bags. As you can see there, at Biggin Hill we've got 2 sets of kit. So we have an operational kit which is always on the run, and then our guys have a separate training kit as well, so that we know what kit is getting more contaminated. These bags are soluble, so the laundry at the other end of this process don't get contaminated either. The bag basically melts in the washing machine and kit gets clean, comes out the other side nice and clean. Always cleaned by the manufacturer and to the manufacturer's recommendations. As it says, we use 2 different cleaning providers just to separate the training kit from our operational stuff as well. Coming through, once the guys are they're dirty, they're contaminated, they've been in a fire or in our training rigs, we mandate, and we have it in our procedures, that the firefighters will shower within an hour as per the FBU's recommendations. We also put that into our training, so if someone doesn't shower within the hour, they effectively fail their breathing apparatus training, so it makes sure they do that. Come through. One of the problems we had was the showers were communal, so this was all open plan. We segregated this off so that people could shower comfortably using D-wipes, hair and body wash to make sure they're fully decontaminated. Okay. Once that kit is been exposed to those carcinogens and contaminants, we basically expect the rest of our equipment to be as well. So again, from the FBU's recommendations, we have a clean cab concept. Very fortunate that we took delivery of 2 new vehicles. So as soon as they were delivered, we started that clean cab process. One of the problems that we had was that the breathing apparatus sets are still stored within the cab of the vehicle. And the way we got around that was by using an ionizer to neutralise those particulates. So any contaminated PPE that might be in there, thermal imaging cameras, breathing apparatus sets, all get exposed to the ionizer when they're in that cab. I'll show you it. On the fire ground, they use our after incident decontamination packs to quickly decontaminate themselves. In here, they have decontamination wipes, they have the bags to pack their kit away, and this is the first phase of their decontamination. So equipment gets wiped down, they get their personal wipes, their soluble bags for putting their PPE in, and then the hardware in bags is where the breathing apparatus set goes. So we're not having any contaminated equipment coming into the vehicle. It doesn't mean that we have stopped those contaminants though, because the vehicle has been exposed itself, and that's where the ionizer comes in. So this is the ionizer pumping out tens of thousands of ions into the cab, effectively neutralising those particulates, VOCs, and cleaning the cab as it goes. I'll go around and turn that on for you. Yeah, the ionizer works. As soon as the ignition on the vehicle is turned on, the ionizer is operated. and when the ignition of the vehicle is turned off, the ioniser keeps pumping those ions out into the cab for another 60 minutes. So as they close the doors and windows on the cab, that effectively keeps pumping those ions throughout the cab. So equipment like thermal imaging cameras, batteries, anything in the cab that might have been exposed to is then exposed to the intense amount of ions coming out of there. As you can see, people's kit is on the vehicle and it's clean. That is one of the key elements to it, is keeping stuff as clean as possible. And then the ioniser's job is easy to just pick up those last traces. After the fire, once the guys are clean, they bring their before they're clean, their contaminated sets come to our freeze apparatus room. The breathing apparatus room is fitted with a BA washing machine. Not only BA though, it will clean their fire helmets, their fire boots, and certain pieces of equipment like branches or whatnot can go in there and be cleaned. It's an 8-minute cycle using specialist cleaners to decontaminate it. So the set comes through this process, stays on the dirty side over here. The guys always wearing respirators. They open the bag that their BA sets have come from the incident or training ground with. They are put onto this where the BA set will sit, mask, they go in with the cylinder cover as well. All designed to reduce manual handling or moving the sets around, to get the sets clean. They can then take a fresh set, a fresh cylinder, and come over here and work in this area. One of the areas of concern was when they opened up that bag, the particulates were then emitted into the room. That's where we went for a second ioniser into the breathing apparatus room, which is just up here. What that does is exactly the same as the one in the cabs. It's emitting tens of thousands of ions into the room, and it is agglomerating and neutralising those particulates that come out of the off of the contaminated breathing apparatus set. Effectively, that will take any airborne particulates out of suspension, agglomerates them together, makes them bigger, so that your body's natural reaction to coughing and sneezing is activated if you were to breathe one of them in, and you reject them that way. There's a bi-weekly cleaning process in here. The guys will always be wearing latex gloves when they're operating in here, respirators when they've got contaminated sets, and then there's equipment wash, personal hygiene wipes for them to clean down the surfaces, their hands, neck, whatever they need to do to fit. Once the 8-minute cycle is finished in the BA washing machine, the set will come out, goes onto this trolley. The trolley is then taken out of the BA room through this route here. Down to our drying room, where in the drying room they can hang their sets to dry naturally, so that we're not affecting the product itself. Their boots can dry naturally, helmets dry naturally, and any workwear that they were wearing underneath their PPE can then be washed in a standard washing machine that we have on site, so people aren't having to take that dirty equipment home to be washed. Everything's done here. They're all provided with their own towels for showering, additional workwear to change into. And yeah, that is our process up to here. The team at Biggin Hill also have available to them PSA testing as part of their medical. So that's prostate-specific antigen for the males, and then there's mammogram testing for the females as well. We do that biannually. Anybody over the age of 40, or it is available to anybody, but we understand that there's some difficulties there. And they're also all aware of the SNOMED codes that they can take to their GPs if they have any issues. So